Yeah, you can start now.
All right. All right. Good morning, everyone. It's nice to have us on another week, like another edition of Weekly Drill and Knowledge Exchange. Okay. Before we go on, I'll just want to share a few things, just more like an information, details concerning the Weekly Drill and Knowledge Exchange. Hope you can all hear me. Sorry, hope you can hear me. Hope you can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, so now this session is made up of um, two, two, two subsessions basically. We have the weekly drill and knowledge exchange. So now the weekly drill is 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 the session that is now compulsory for every member of the Bincom Dev Center. It's very compulsory, and now the and what we basically do in weekly drill is that we bring out challenges stereotype to the IT field that you specialize in. Maybe you're in the development team or you're in the project management team or basically whatever team you're in. So now in this session, in this weekly drill session, what we're basically doing is to solve challenges, to solve problems that are related to our field. Um, a wise man once said that the challenges you face will determine the level of strength, or you have will also determine your height and your level of capability. So that's why it's the wisdom of management to ensure that we participate every week in the weekly drill so that we could test our level of intelligence based on that's in whatever IT field that we specialize in. So we'll be making use of the Akarank site. It's what we'll be doing is more like an hackathon, basically, more like an Akarank, like an hackathon. If you've been in an hackathon, you understand what I'm saying, whereby there's more like a problem for every of and everyone just gets to it using whatever arsenals you have. For some it's JavaScript, for some it's PHP, for some it's C++, and etc. And then of course there is a prize to win, which is 1,000 naira airtime. Well, I could do a lot with that. Okay, so and then yes, also, the links to the questions, will be shared on the weekly view channel that's on the Bincom Tech Network. So, for just like to help every one of us on this call, I'm going to share a link which is just for the development team. But for those of us who are not in development teams, for example, if you're not in Python, you're not in mobile app team, you're not in PHP team, you are just to look for um, multi-choice questions. Multi-choice questions. And what you're going to do is you're going to select these multi-choice questions based on the IT field you're in. And then what you do is that you make an attempt on those questions, and then when you're done with your attempt, you have to screenshot your attempt and send it to the weekly drill channel under that thread where the links of the weekly drill challenges is posted. That's what you have to do. So does anyone have any question based on what I've said so far? Because I would like to go on, but I want to show that everyone could what I've said so far. Don't have any questions. Please, if you don't have any questions, you could say no questions, so we could go on.
So sorry, it's not really a question. This is my first time of attending this weekly drill.
Oh, good. Welcome.
So I think I don't know why I can't properly digest everything you have been saying.
Okay, so you want me to go over it again?
But yes, please.
All right, no problem. I'll go over it again. but please try to pay close attention. Okay, so if you would cast your mind back to what I said earlier on, this is the weekly drill and knowledge exchange section. Session. Now, in this session, we have like two subsessions in this session. We have the weekly drill session, and then we have the knowledge exchange session. Now, these are sessions that that we're given by the management, like individual of the management to like help us test our levels, test our the level of like whatever it is we know in our different fields of IT or in our different endeavors of IT basically. So now I'll start with the weekly drill session. So now in the weekly drill session, what we do basically is to solve challenges. Let's say a question that requires you to think fast, that requires you to think deep, that requires you to check your strengths and your weaknesses basically. Now when you are able to solve those questions, you're able to know wherever it is are your strengths in like, let's say you are a Python developer, you're able to know whatever it is your strengths or whatever it is are your weaknesses, so that you could build on your strengths and work on your weaknesses. So now that is basically what is the goal for what's the name for the weekly drill session. Is more like a form of personal development. But now this personal development is in a way testing your capability, testing how good you are in whatever field of IT that you're majoring in. That is what the weekly drill is about. Now, and as I said earlier on, it is now very compulsory for all members of Bincom Dev Center. It is now a compulsory session. Remember, before is everyone should just there's that the link will be sent to the weekly drill channel on Slack. If you're in the Bincom Tech Network, there is a channel called the weekly drill. So the links will be sent there. If you remember how we did it before, the links will be sent there, and then everyone should attempt it. And whatever trials you make, you should post it. But like, there's been a lot of excuses, that people bring up that okay, that we don't have time to do those challenges. We don't have time to take part in those challenges. So it's the wisdom of management to say, let's make a compulsory session for everyone. That okay, now this is the time you are dedicating to the weekly drill session. And if you would check the Bincom Tech Network Slack channel, yes, under the weekly drill, basically, yes, you see that the link for today's weekly drill, that's the links, the links for today's weekly drill has been sent. If you check there right now, you see for digital marketers, you see for project managers or product managers, and then, for a development team. So it is for everyone, it's for everyone, and it's a time that, it's another, session for personal development. But now this is a personal development whereby we get to learn from each other, we get to know more, and it's a lot of fun. And also, as I said earlier on, it's just like an hackathon event. If you've been to an hackathon event before, everyone comes with whatever arsenals they have. Maybe it's Python, maybe it's JavaScript, maybe it's PHP. That's for development teams. Then, you come with whatever AK-47s you have, to be able to solve problems. So, and obviously, and of course, there is a prize to be won for whoever that stands out, and does very well and able to go through all the test cases. So for this weekly drill session, for now I can only speak for the development teams. We are going to make use of Akarank sites. You go to your URL and type akarank.com. It's a very, it's a site that has a lot of challenges and tests where you could also use to prepare for interviews, basically. I've used that site for. But so the link, so for development teams, we're making use of Akarank. So what you're going to do now is that you get the link on the weekly drill channel of the Bincom Tech Network page, and then you go there, then you attempt the question. You solve the question. If you have issues, maybe something's not clear to you, you can ask anyone. Is we suggest that it is orderly so that it's not going to be rowdy. So you ask, because that's the essence of the weekly drill. We could also learn from each other. So you ask around, you ask anyone, and then whatever it is your attempt. Maybe what you managed to type was, let's say you're using C++. What I mean, like what you managed to type is just the include and the namespace, and then that's all you managed to type. You have to screenshot, your attempt, and you have to send it on that thread, that message thread where the weekly drill message was posted in in the weekly drill channel. So I hope that's clear. That is for the weekly drill. Does anyone have any questions? Does anyone have any questions? Patrick, do you understand what I just said? Do you get everything I just said? So
Yes, quite very well, very clear.
all right.
Yeah,
All right.
having a
Okay.
question is
Okay.
concerning
Good.
this weekly drill.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've checked out the Bincom Tech Network. The drill I'm seeing there is more of like for developers and mainly I would say, and Bincom as it is, there are other departments, infrastructure is there, and design department is there. What is in place? What's the drill for those people in such team? Is there a kind of a drill for them?
Okay. If you would check the weekly drill page, are you there right now? Are you on the weekly drill page? There is a link for the development teams. That should be the Akarank link at the top. Then there is another link for digital marketers. And there's another link for the project managers, the project managers and product managers. So the same thing
Uh,
as everybody. What you have to do is to go to such that's on the link based on like the respective maybe if you're in the development team, infrastructure
from what you
for
just I understand you. From what you just mentioned, the three categories that
yeah,
are presently none
yes.
falls in the team I belong. The project management, um, development, or social marketers. None of
So
it
what team
falls.
is
I'm talking
that?
about infrastructure team.
It's still under DevOps team now. It's still development team. It's still
Okay.
a development team. So I know that like as long as you're in DevOps team, you should know a programming language very well. I'm sure about that, right?
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Okay. So everyone is to make an attempt, screenshot it, and on
Sorry,
that, yes, Peters, I can hear
yeah,
you.
sorry, yeah, the link again is not coming up. Where do you get the weekly drill? Because I'm checking the link you sent me. That's up, but it's not on. I
Which
can't find my
one?
way the way for
Is it
the
the Akarank?
questions. Yes,
Which one? Is it the Akarank
yes,
or what?
the weekly drill link. Where will you get to the Akaram? I thought you said one could just type Akaram and Google up, but then the link where you said everybody's department, like the infrastructure, this thing is there.
Sorry, I don't get your question. Come again.
You made mention of the Efrain just asked you a question now, and you said
Yes.
they were listed on the link, and I'm just asking where is the link?
What was listed on the link? Okay, the
The
link.
different,
Oh,
yeah.
all right. Yeah, you should go to. Are you on the Bincom Tech Network page? Are you on the Bincom Tech Network page? Are you there? Are you there right now? Maybe I should just let me just try and copy it and send it here just for everyone. Okay, don't worry. I will try and fix that right now. I'll just copy it and send it here on. But if you're on the Bincom Tech Network channel, on that channel, you would see the weekly drill channel, more like an hashtag weekly drills. Can you see it, Peters? Peters, are you still there? Okay, don't worry. I'll just send it here.
Please
So
kindly
that,
share it.
yeah, sure. I'll do that. I'll do that.
Everyone is
Okay.
on everyone is on Bincom Tech Network.
Yes, it's up, but then I think the last update I saw here, okay, is still updating. I can see it now.
All right, all right.
It's,
If you see the message, it was sent by Edudam Larry by 10:08 a.m.
yes,
Have you seen it now?
yes.
All
Please
right,
kindly
good.
share it here. I don't.
Sure, sure. I'll do that right now. I'll just
Thank
copy
you.
the text and I'll
Sorry,
paste
please.
it.
I thought I
Yes,
heard Juguru's voice.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, but it was Ephraim. It was Ephraim that was talking. It
If
was
Oh,
Ephraim.
sorry. It's me. I showing the first name. I think she wants to use my system to
Oh,
log in.
it's true.
So
Hello.
I did get to edit the name before joining the meeting. I think that's the reason.
Oh,
It's Jubril.
oh.
If you want to use my system to
Okay, to
get
connect.
on Zoom, I
All
think
right,
that's why.
all right.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Miriam. Can you hear
Yes, good
me?
morning.
Yeah, good morning.
I don't think I'm on this channel that you are speaking about, the
Okay,
Bincom Tech Network channel.
okay.
you know what, Faith,
Don't worry. Yes.
share your screen. Some people don't know that it's not under Dev Center. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Share your
oh.
screen
All
and
right,
show them.
all right. Yes. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Let me start Slack. I'm using Slack on my phone, not my PC. So it might take a while. Okay, yes. While that's loading, um, I'm obviously going to share the questions so that we can all know about it. Then the next thing is the knowledge exchange section session. I said earlier on that the weekly drill and knowledge exchange are both subsessions under the weekly drill and knowledge exchange session. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. So now now to the knowledge exchange session. Now what this session is about is also like the weekly drill, but here you're going to more like look for problems on that that's basically on that field that like on that field of IT that you specialize in. Probably you are in the infrastructure, maybe you're a PMO or you're a development sorry, maybe you are in the you are in the product management team. So what you're going to do for the knowledge exchange session is more like a knowledge exchange basically, and what you're doing is you're going to look for issues that other developers or other IT personnel like you have, and you're going to profile a solution to their issues. It's also like a personal development and also like a weekly drill challenge. But now this weekly drill is checking how well whatever realm of IT it is that that you think you know. So we are all mandated by the management to look for questions or look for problems, specific to that realm of IT that we are in, because there will also be other IT personnel like you that are having issues. For example, if you are in the developers team, or like in development team, maybe you are in the PHP or you are in the uh, Python or mobile app or DevOps, we use Stack Overflow. So for the development teams, make use of Stack Overflow. So what you're going to do is look for and like a problem that is that is allocated or specified or tagged under your realm of IT, and then you find a solution to it. So now when you are done, now when you find such problems and you're able to provide a solution, you have to share the link on the knowledge exchange channel of Bincom ICT Dev Center workspace. There, if you check the list of channels, you would see the knowledge exchange channel. Yes, knowledge exchange channel. That and the Slack bot keeps sending every message by 10 a.m. It's a reminder. Remember to answer questions on respective knowledge exchange platforms. So for development teams, we're making use of Stack Overflow. The other teams, the project management, the projects, the PMOs, the PDOs, the what else? Then other things. What you have to do is you have to look for other forums where other personnel like you, other persons like you, like in that um you know, you know, let's say stay or bring their issues to like more like Stack Overflow of your other IT realms. And then what you're going to do is look for issues that are specific to to your IT majoring or realm, and then you provide solution to it. So that solution you provide or that link you have to share it to Knowledge Exchange. That's what we are all do. We couldn't do that, I think, because we didn't have like enough people. So and also we're not like properly informed. I didn't know a lot as regards knowledge exchange. But this week we are all expected to participate in knowledge exchange. So I'm going to go over it again. You have to look for problems or issues that are specific to your IT or to your IT related fields, and then you have to provide a solution. Now, when you're done, you have to share it to the knowledge exchange channel of the Bincom IT Dev Center workspace. Now, the essence of sharing it there is so that other people too could learn, could learn from whatever solutions you provide to that issue or to that problem. Does anyone have any question? Patrick, you
Please,
have a
my
question?
network was breaking. Yes, my network was breaking. I can't really hear you
Okay.
clearly. It's just like fluctuating. Sometimes it will just freeze, and I can't really. I don't know if it's my
All
network
right.
or your network.
Okay, so where did you get caught off so that I could start from there?
Like when we were talking about Akka ranks and all those stuff, so it's just coming like fluctuating. I can't. Okay, I think it's my
Apparent.
network because I think it's my network because it's showing your network bandwidth is low. I think it's showing now. It's my network.
Oh.
Mm.
But I just want to know, did you
So
hear anything about the knowledge exchange?
yeah, you were
Did you hear
saying
anything?
that they're talking about. I heard from when you were talking about Akka ranks. Go to Akka rank, check the
Okay.
team you are like talking about the team you are on and all those stuff. So I can't really get the point or
All
get
right.
the message
Okay.
very well.
Okay. Okay. So don't worry, I'll go over it again. I'll go over it again. So just to be okay, sorry, I want to try and share the announcement that. Sorry, give me a minute. Okay, so if you would check the chat section right now, you would see the links to the question. Oh, they're already there. Someone has sent them. Someone has sent them. Okay, so if you check the chat section, you should see the questions. That's for the weekly drill. So let's all endeavor to attempt it. Okay, so yes, I was talking about the knowledge exchange section. So can you hear me? Anybody have any question again? My network what? Can you hear me? Oh, my network. Hello, can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Peters, okay, you're back now. All right, so I'm going to go over the knowledge exchange session again. Is that okay by you? Can you hear me? Peters, are you there? Peters, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I wasn't the one that asked
Okay.
your question though.
Okay, who asked? Somebody asked. Okay, it was Patrick. Sorry, let's see Patrick. Okay, maybe when he joins, I'll go right again. But I hope nobody has any questions as regards to knowledge exchange session. I hope nobody has any questions. Does anyone need any clarity concerning the knowledge exchange session or the weekly drill session? Does anybody? Okay. So I feel we can attempt the weekly drills now. Let's all share our screens, showing that we are participating in this session. This session should elapse by 11, but that doesn't mean your trials, you have to send it to the weekly drill trade. That's under the weekly drill trade, the Bincom Tech Network space. And also, Miriam said that she is not on the Bincom Tech Network workspace. So I feel an invite should be sent to her so that she could join, and then she'll be able to send it there. Okay. All right. So let's all share our screens and attempt the questions. So can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. All right. So let's go on. Okay. Uh, okay. Just to know, in case you have any questions, you could ask. Probably the question is a little tough. You might need help, or just ask. It seems like I could use some help here. Sorry, we are not sharing our screen. It's necessary that we share our screen to ensure that we're participating in this session. Let's do that.
Yeah, in faith.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't think everyone can share their screen.
Uh, okay, I think it's only one person at a time, right?
Yes.
No, you
Okay,
can
okay.
actually share your screen.
Share my screen right now. I say you cannot share screen while the other participant is sharing.
All right.
The
Don't
thing
worry.
is, the thing is,
Okay.
Faith, you can
Yes.
stop sharing your own screen. Let
Okay,
everybody
good.
share their own screen. Yeah.
All right, all right. All
So
right.
the host can see everything. You get.
Yeah, yes. Okay, okay.
So you
Thank
can
you.
stop everyone from sharing your screen. Continue
All
sharing your
right.
screen. You get.
All right.
So everyone should share their screen, please. I'm only seeing Peter's screen. Michael, you can share your screen also.
Yeah, it says
What do you say?
I can't still share my screen.
If you press share screen, it will bring out, it will stop other people from sharing their screen. Click on it. Click on yes. Yeah. Now you can all share your screen. Even including face, you can share your screen also.
Hello? Hello? Please, I can't.
Hello. Sorry, is someone saying something? Who's that?
Yes, I can't hear.
Okay, Abubakar, good morning. I can hear you. Sorry, your line is breaking. Samuel, please can you hear me? Samuel Shaga, please can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
All right. Are you seeing the Akaran question?
I'm trying to switch off my video call.
All right, all right. But are you seeing it?
Bro, your screen is not on. Obafemi. Matthew Monday. Your screen is off. Miriam, you're not sharing your screen.
It's why is my
Hello?
Miriam, you're not sharing your screen. Matthew, you're not sharing
Yes, sir, it is showing me that I can't share my screen. I don't know why.
Faith,
What do you say? I stopped sharing mine.
is this yours? The one you are sharing?
Yes. Yes, this is my screen. Yes.
Can I ask a question, please, Faith?
Okay, go on. The
I'm
developers
looking.
just answer you.
Yeah, I'm looking at the challenge actually. What I'm saying, are we to return an array? I don't really get the
Well,
returns.
okay. Does anyone have an answer for Matthew Monday? Anybody? I'll start calling names. Okay. Michael Adeyemi, do you hear what Matthew just said?
Yes,
Michael,
I'm still even looking at the question.
all right. Anyway, this is more like a
Question is not
challenge.
easy.
I know, right? you say something to someone? Yeah.
Faith, Faith.
Yes,
Hello,
yes,
Faith.
I can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I need to be sure before I want to attempt it now.
All right.
Like the
Okay.
input will be, I want to understand. I don't really get the question. Like when we receive
Okay.
and how many arguments are we having, please? I need to be sure. I'm confused with
Okay.
the question.
Okay. So from like from my
Like,
own perspective of the question, it's why is it that that input format? Let's say the first line contains an integer t, which is the number of test cases, right? Then now from the sample inputs, there are two test cases that's at the top. You can see it. Then the first line contains an integer t. Now I feel that integer t is meant to be an n because it said number of people. The number of people ought to be like the people on the like on the row. Do you
okay,
understand what the question is saying? Like from the beginning. Do you understand?
yes,
Oh
swapping, yes.
yes, yes. Let's say okay.
If the second
Please,
Listen
the
argument,
some
host,
the second argument contains the number of people in the array. The first one is the one.
hello,
Okay, are you hearing me?
hello,
yeah,
Okay.
so who's that?
If
hello,
Yes, good morning. I can hear you.
good morning. Yes, please, I
Yes.
have dropped message for the host, please. Can you please reply? I have dropped message.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
replying your message. Don't worry.
Hello?
I am replying your message. Don't worry.
Yes, I have dropped message for the host, please. Somewhere, please help me.
Okay, Matthew,
yeah, I'm hearing you,
can you go
please.
on?
Okay, what I'm
Like,
trying to say is that it has two arguments. The second one
right?
is the number of elements in the array, which is number of people. You understand? Now the first one is the person that wants to make the swap, okay? That want to bribe.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, if for example now two wants to bribe, I want to understand because I'm getting different meaning to this question. If two want to bribe, maybe three. Okay. Now
Okay.
after the bribe, what am I returning? Am I returning just it's a chaotic or I don't really get.
What you're meant to return, that's like what you're basically meant to do here is you have to create a function that checks through the like the array of numbers. So
Yes.
now once it goes through that, like there's a normal array of the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now once it checks the like through the numbers and it sees that okay 5 has been displaced to the position where 2 has been before,
Okay.
or 3 has been displaced, like it like checks the number of sortings or the number of like displacements that have taken place amidst the numbers. So now if the displacement, let's say because I see a rule here that that's for where you have okay, let's come back to the function description, or like let's say the example q has 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 6, 7, 8. So if person 5 bribes person 4, the q will become like 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 6, 7, 8, meaning the normal q is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but
Yes.
person 5 bribes person 4, so the q now
Yes.
become like this. So that means only one bribe is required to alter this arrangement to become like this. You get that right? So it prints 1, right?
Okay. Okay. Which
Okay.
means the first argument. Sorry, I need to understand on this.
Yes, yes.
The first argument, we specify who is making the bribe. I think the
Yes.
second argument should
Okay, go on.
the second argument should specify who the person. Okay, the number of bribes it wants to, like one or two. Okay.
Okay.
Then the last
Mm,
The last argument should be the number of elements in the array.
I feel
So,
I feel what will work here is more like, okay, the argument, alright. Like I'm thinking what should work here is more like a for loop. You get what I'm saying? Like it's
yes,
going to be checking each of of the anyway, I'm still like processing it. So I think it's going to be checking through each of them. Like it checks between 8 and 7. If probably the difference is more than, let's say, like is more than 2,
okay,
then let's say if 8 moves to the position of 7, okay, I'm not too sure. I'm still like thinking this through. But it seems that, like as you rightly said, like the argument would be firstly what the the first person, that's the person that is bribing, right?
yes,
Then the second argument would be the person that is being bribed,
okay,
right?
okay. The third one is the number of elements in the array.
That's okay. Okay, that's in the array.
Okay, then what are
Okay.
we returning?
Then it should, yes. Like that's what this example is saying. So it's going to return like the number of bribes,
Bribes.
yes, that are required to alter that arrangement. But if person 4 has to bribe 3 people to get his current position, for example, the normal arrangement is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now person 4 has to bribe 3, has to bribe 2, has to bribe 1. Now he has bribed more than 2 people, that's 2 and above, to get his current position. It prints too chaotic. So that's just what it's about. Okay,
Okay, one last question, please. If
all right.
like 4 as it is wants to bribe 3 people, what would the second
Okay.
argument? How do you specify it? Like who said just 4, 3, and the number of arrays in the argument, in the parameters?
Okay, okay. So does anyone have anything to say? I think I've been the only one asking. I've been answering question. Does anybody have anything else? Jacob, are you there? Jacob, is Jacob here? Jacob, have you started attempting the question? Please, could you help us out? Samuel, Sugar, please, we need your help. Jibril, Miriam is in PMO. I think Peter is in PMO. There's also Obafemi. Okay, let me take a look at because from here. Okay, what language are you using? Can you see my screen? Matthew, can you see my screen?
I can see someone sharing screen. I don't know, and there's a time left.
Okay, I think this session will soon be over.
No, I'm seeing Peter's screen instead, not yours.
Okay. But if you go down, that's like you select the language that you're going to use. Like I'm going to be using PHP to solve the problem. I can see here that there's a function that's to get the minimum bribes. Good. So what that function, like what I feel that function should do is that it checks through, like it goes through
Hello?
each element. Can you hear me? Someone, are you saying something? Someone saying something? Okay. All right. So I feel it goes through each element. That's maybe 1, 2, 3. Then it checks each of them. So I feel the algorithm, like how that place would be like is okay. If because the difference between let's say 1, 2, and 1, like each of them is going to be, let's say, one, like just a difference. Like between 2 and 1 it's going to be 1. Between 3 and 2 is going to be 1. So if peradventure 4 displaces 3, and you know that a number cannot displace greater than 2, it's going to displace 1 and 2, or it doesn't displace at all. Sorry, let me try and, okay. So if it checks that 2, okay, like it checks that 2 minus 1 is, like is 1, then it counts that as a bribe. Or like, like if it checks it, like let's say between 1 and 2, it checks between, like like it gets the difference. And difference is maybe minus 1, or it's less than 1, because if 4 displaces 3, that means 4 is going to take the position of where 3 is. So it's going to be like the number behind it subtracted, that's the number in front of it subtracted from number behind it. So if it's going to be like a negative number, then it counts that as a bribe. Yes. So like, I feel it counts that as a bribe. So then if the number is, yes, I think if it's a negative number, because it doesn't matter if it's a minus 1 or a minus 2, as long as the subtraction between, yes, if it is positive, then if it is positive, then it's not a bribe. But if it's negative, it's a bribe, right?
Yeah.
Right?
4 minus 3 will be positive. It's a bribe. Negative is not a bribe.
Negative. Okay. You mean adding forward, right? That's you're adding it forward.
4 exchange with 3.
Okay.
So 4 will go backward, 3 comes forward. So 4 minus
3. Yeah. That's it. That's if you are going straight. But I was talking of coming from the back, but like we're both still correct. If I come from the back, it's gonna be, if it is negative, it's a bribe. If it is positive, it's not a bribe. So I feel this function should take the number, like the minimum number of bribes, like it should get the minimum bribes, and I feel it should return.
That's the first function, I think.
Yes, that's the first function.
Okay.
Then now I feel this thing should run 2 cases. It should run under 2 cases. The initial states. So it should satisfy two cases before it could work. Okay. So it sounds like we'll be using an array here. An array. Okay, I'm still thinking this through. Or get it. Okay, while that is going on, I want to quickly show something about the weekly drill, about the knowledge exchange. So can you guys hear me? Okay, so yes, thank you. Okay, so while that is going on, I want to quickly show something about the knowledge exchange, more like how we should participate in the knowledge exchange. So for the knowledge exchange, you have to log in into a discussion platform. For example, I'm going to make use of Stack Overflow because I'm the PHP backend team. So let me share my screen now so that you can see it. Give me a minute. So if you can see my screen now, you see the Stack Overflow page. So what I did is I signed up for it's an account. So I have an account on what's the name on Stack Overflow. So what I search for is more like PHP related questions. So I'll just look for a question that's able to PHP, let's say PHP MySQL, or let's say PHP framework.
Your screen is
So
not
let's
showing.
try and see. Are you sure? I'm sharing it. Can you see it now? Hi, can you see it? Okay, can you look for
One side
my
screen is showing, not yours.
I know,
My
but
screen.
can you look for my um
I've seen it.
okay, you can see it. Okay, so I'm going to make use of Stack Overflow. Now, for this knowledge exchange, you don't need to make use of your company mail, but it's necessary that you make use of a personal mail. You don't need to make use of your company mail because it's still you that is answering the question, and yeah, and then when you are able to solve questions like that, it kind of makes you a public artifact, kind of. So it kind of like you know, launches you out there. So you should make use of your personal email. So I use my personal email to sign up. That's to sign in. So I search for PHP related questions because I'm in the PHP backend team. So I'm just gonna look for a question. Yeah, this question. This person has two answers. Let me see. Okay. The answers there are not really. We don't get too much of updates. So this is like how we are going to do it. So when you're able to solve the question, what you do is you copy the link like this, and you go to Slack channel under the Bincom Dev Center workspace. Up you can all hear me. Up you can all see my screen. So right now I'm on the Slack page. And you see it. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, good. So you go to the knowledge exchange. That's after you've solved it. Go to knowledge exchange channel. That's it. Then you post that link here. Now the essence of posting the link here so that other people who are in your team too could also benefit from the issue that's from the problem. So now you should also ensure that whatever it is your answer, get an open. So it should be a very dope answer, like it should be very legit. So you should post it here. No, I've not been able to stop myself. I'm going to go ahead and talk. So I think let's ensure we do all that and submit. There should be a deadline for it from anyone yet, but this before this weekend, all submit it. All right. So I think that is all. Very past 11. Very past 11. So we still should we end the session now? Okay, so can everyone hear? I think I was disconnected for a while. Okay, so it's fascinating already. The meeting session to an end, but it's not ending for every one of us until we're able to submit, like meet all the deadlines. So no whatever it is that we have to submit. Basically, you don't forget sending a screenshot of the text to the YouTube channel that the Bincom Tech workspace. The YouTube thread that is going to screenshot and send it there. And then for your knowledge exchange, what you're basically doing is that send it to the knowledge exchange channel in the Bincom workspace. So does anybody have any question? Does anyone have any question? I'll that everybody. My internet.